So today I teach you how to get over heartbreak when you just came out of a relationship and you're getting over a breakup. So the first thing you want to understand is you're spending a lot of time inside of your head. You're spending a lot of time inside of your head talking about the thoughts, talking about thoughts like, why did this happen? How can I fix this? I want to get back with this person. How did I mess this up? I did everything wrong. And you're spending time on memories, and you're spending time, a lot of spending time in your head, which teaches your brain to give you more thoughts. The brain is like an algorithm. Like on TikTok or Instagram, when you watch videos on the algorithm, the algorithm knows what you spent your time on, even if you don't like it. So the TikTok algorithm is actually the perfect example. If you scroll on TikTok, it doesn't actually care if you like it. That's the funny part is. It really cares about how long you watch that video, and then it will give you similar videos. So the brain cares about how long you spend time on a thought, how long you spend time on emotions, and you're doing things with them. So you're engaging with them. So to simplify it for you, you cannot control the thoughts that come inside of your head, but you can control if you talk back. And what you need to start doing is stop talking back and shift your focus. Everything in life will be better for you if you shift your focus. Everything in life will be better for you if you learn how to shift your focus. I talk about this in depth in my emotional fitness book that's coming out soon, but I'm going to explain it to you now as well. Your focus is your superpower, right? So we cannot control the thoughts coming in, but you can control if your focus, your attention goes to those thoughts. What you want to do is you want to grow your life. You want to grow valued actions, which means you want to go to the gym, you want to do physical fitness, you want to eat healthy, you want to build your business, and you want to keep your mind on those actions. In the beginning, your brain doesn't like it. That's why a lot of people don't like this advice, because they don't understand that it's like going to the gym. It's a practice, it's a strength. You over time build it. If thoughts come inside of your head of, oh, you messed everything up, okay, now you don't talk back, but you're like, okay, no brain, I'm cooking right now, all right? Just because that's great what you just did. That's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to bring your focus back to the cooking. But that doesn't mean that 20 seconds later or 5 seconds later or 2 seconds later, the brain's not like, no, we gotta fix this relationship, we gotta text them, etc. That's totally normal. Your brain doesn't like that you shift your focus away from something that you taught it is dangerous. You taught the brain it's dangerous to get away from that person, to leave that person, to get broken up with that person. So now the brain gives you all kinds of stimuli, thoughts, emotions for you to fix it. So what you want to do is, this is the practice. In the beginning, it's going to be challenging. No brain, we're cooking right now. You're coming back. Now you don't hate on the thoughts. This is a huge misconception that a lot of my clients have, a lot of people have, and that's the reason why for them that doesn't work, because they don't do it right. What I mean with that is they like, okay, I do this no brain method. I say, no brain, we're walking right now. No brain, we're at the gym training right now, chest press. No brain, we're cooking right now. But then they're like, oh, but the thoughts are still coming, the thoughts are still there. And this is how you see that the measure of success of what they're doing is wrong. Your measure of success shouldn't be to try to get rid of thoughts. Because the more you try to get rid of thoughts, the more you engage with the algorithm, with the thoughts. So basically, you look at a video on TikTok and you're screaming at the screen, no, I don't want to see you, I don't want to see you, I don't want to see you. But you're watching the algorithm, you're watching the video. Even though you're screaming at it, I don't want to see you. So the algorithm just gives you more because you show it with your watch time that you love this, even though you don't love it. But the brain doesn't care about, it doesn't understand what you say, I like this, I don't like this. It cares about what you engage with. It cares about your behavior. The language of your brain is your behavior. So you basically want to make this a practice, and in the beginning it's so challenging for a lot of people because they spend so much time always talking back to their brain. They always spend time talking back to their thoughts, talking back to their emotions, and you want to practice bringing your focus back to your valued actions. That's the most important thing after a breakup, because you spending time continuously on the thoughts, talking back to the thoughts, trying to fix it, the brain will make them seem as logical thoughts. They're not logical thoughts. They're thoughts that the brain knows you react to. The brain has an entire data bank of thoughts and emotions it knows you react to because it collected it over years. If you're a person who reacts to guilt, brain gives you guilt. If you're a person who reacts to anger, the brain gives you anger. This is not only for relationship. This is holistically with everything. If you can see what I'm talking about, you understand how deep this is. So we want to shift our focus to the valued actions. Now you want to start at the beginning of the day, because if you start your day with compulsions, you're going to continue your day with compulsions, because your brain's like, oh, okay, we're doing this all day. That's why stop lying in bed, ruminating, stop checking the phone. All of that is the brain giving you more thoughts and emotions. And by the way, if you're the kind of person who's like, oh, but I want to get my phone and I want to talk back to these thoughts, you're going to get worse. There's no help for you. You might as well click off the video and look for some stupid bullshit on the internet that tells you, oh, I'll give you the technique, I'll give you this thought experiment. It's all bullshit because it's all dependent on your focus. You have to understand that what I'm saying makes so much sense. Anybody who I tell this, they're like, this makes so much sense. Why didn't anybody explain this to me? Because your brain is an algorithm and you don't get over the breakup the more you activate the same algorithm. It's so simple. It's so simple to understand. But some people are like, no, I don't want this. It doesn't matter what you want, it's reality. It doesn't matter what you want, it's reality. Your brain is an algorithm, accept it. You have to do some work to focus, get your focus muscle. And that focus muscle, trust me, you now getting over the breakup with the focus muscle, that focus muscle will also help you to build a business, will help you to have good friendships, will help you to have anything that you want. Imagine you not having a good focus muscle. That's all the people who have ADHD. Oh, I forgot something in the, oh, did I do this? With my laundry. Oh, yeah. Oh, what did my mom say? Oh, yeah. They reactive to their thoughts and emotions. So you don't want to be reactive to, you want to be proactive. And we can only be proactive if you focus on the valued actions. You might ask, why don't we just focus on emotions and thoughts? Because then the brain gets you back into the game of the algorithm of emotions and thoughts. So you want to focus on the valued actions. And you don't have to be perfect at all. You just want to take up more territory. So you want to start taking up territory in the beginning of the day. And you want to start it, mostly it's really helpful to do something physical in the beginning of the day. Because it's easier to practice mindfulness with something physical because you feel your body moving, you feel your breath, you feel your blood rushing through your body when you're working out. So physical fitness is such a great thing doing first thing in the day. But the important part, no matter what you're doing, even if you have to work right away, you want to bring your focus, keep your focus on work. It's the same with meditation, right? You learn the same practice in meditation. You bring your focus on the breath. You bring your focus on the valued actions. So the same thing is what we want to do. We want to know where we bring our focus and we want to practice it. The longer you do it, it's like the gym, the better you get at it, and everything's going to work out. So what you want to do is, from the beginning of the day, take up more territory by spending time outside of your head instead of inside of your head. Your brain will always try to pull you back inside of your head. That's why meditation is such a great practice, because you basically practice sitting down. The brain doesn't even like that, you sitting down. The brain doesn't like you closing your eyes. The brain doesn't like you focusing on your breath, because the brain's like, no, you're not being productive, or you don't even know if you're meditating right. Then you can say, yeah, brain, I love meditating wrong. Don't play the game, go back to the breath. And the more you do that, the more you practice for real life. So you want to keep bringing your focus back to the value, what you're doing in the moment. And over time you realize, hey, this is way better because I don't spend that much time in my head anymore. And spending time in your head is causing burnout, is causing way more energy exhaustion than just being where you are. Mark Freeman talks about this. His definition, and this is such a great definition of mindfulness, do the thing in front of you well. So when you talk to someone, you talk to someone. When you walk, you walk. When you're in the restroom, you're on the restroom. You're not on your phone. When you drive, you drive. The brain's not going to like it. It will give you boredom. It will give you impatience. And that's where people stop. But that's what differentiates the people who are successful and the losers. Because the losers will always be like, oh no, I'm a victim, everything's this, that, and that. Yeah, you don't even practice mental. It's the same with ADHD, OCD, anything. Like, you can literally practice not being reactive to those patterns. And then you don't have ADHD anymore, or you don't have OCD anymore. It's just a practice. But the people with victim mindset are always going to be like, no, let me go on these accounts that tell me that that ADHD is just another character trait, or I'm just a neurodivergent, and they give you this new identity, but then you stay there. And if you want to do that, do that. By any means, I had the chance when I was younger. I went through so many challenges. I had the chance to say, oh, yeah, I'm just going to find something that I make my victim mindset on identity, right? And find the excuses why I don't go forward doing the things that I value. But I was like, I'm just lying to myself. That's being a pussy. That's being a bitch. I'm not a bitch. So I always try moving forward, right? I'm building skills. I have to build skills and I have to move forward. In the beginning, it's gonna suck a little bit because we have to learn. Like, I was on YouTube and Vine back in the day, and I didn't have any views. Like, I had like 12 views, right? But I had to learn making videos. I had to learn, even on Vine, it was 6-second videos. I learned how to tell stories in 6 seconds. So when TikTok came out, I was like, yo, I know how to tell stories in 6 seconds. Let me do it in 30 seconds and then a minute. So of course I was really good at it then. But it's because I practiced and because I was willing to not have views in the beginning. That's exactly what Bashar talks about. Follow your excitement with no insistence on the outcome. So with breakup, heartbreak, to come back to that, is you want to keep, in the beginning, bringing your focus back and taking up territory. And part of that is creating space through blocking the person, not seeing the person anymore if you can. Of course, if you work with them, it's a different story, but you can still then just focus on your work and don't let yourself be pulled in. So, but block to take up space, right? Because that's also like drinking alcohol again, like for an alcoholic, that's a compulsion. You like texting the person or trying to check on their social medias or what they're doing on WhatsApp or their status or when they were online. All of those things is telling the brain that this is still important, okay? So this is like the most important thing that you want to do right after a breakup, which is shifting your focus and doing it for weeks, months. You will see how things get better. And stop spending time on the stories, stop spending time on the memories, stop spending time talking back, but be okay that the thoughts are there. Remember, we don't hate on the thoughts. We don't say that we want to get rid of them, because that's also engaging with them. They're allowed to be there, but you take your focus all the time on the valued actions. Yeah, if you have any questions, just put in the comments. Peace.